So thank you very much for your presentation today. You talked about this big project, The Gathering, that you guys conducted last year. Can you sort of give me the synopsis or the elevator view?
As you saw from my presentation, I don't do the elevator pitch. Well, The Gathering was about motivating communities, but communities on the ground in Ireland, actually in villages and towns, and communities online, to basically get I suppose we've 3 million people living in Ireland, 70 million diaspora around the world, and a couple of other thousands who actually claim that they have some Irish ancestry or just have a love for Ireland. So it's actually to tap into all that love that everyone says and actually go saying, come and have the best years. This is the year to come and visit Ireland because there's loads on.
Yeah, I really enjoyed how you basically used your residents to activate the people that have that strong affinity with Ireland. And what were some of the platforms that you put in place for them to actually make that happen?
Well, we had our own website platform in thegathering.com where all the content was following through, and that was very much user generated in the sense that when they had an event or gathering, it went up there, and it was through that people said that they accepted invitations and came back. So that's where we were able to tot up numbers as well. But then we also worked with different industry and volunteer groups who were organising events and help them with their own platforms, because it wasn't about ours, it was more about niche platforms that they could target specific interests and communicate in probably a different way than a government agency can as well, a bit more risque maybe sometimes. So it was all about that side as well, so kind of a combination of both.
So the Gathering was obviously a massive undertaking with a big budget and quite a risky undertaking for a typical DMO. What are some of the lessons that you learned and that you can share with some people that also have big ambitions, projects in mind?
I think, particularly a big project, it's never the right time. There's always scary, but you just have to go do it and take the plunge. We did that, and in fairness, it was the right time since there was a need in Ireland for some positivity, and we had not a lot of that beforehand. I think key learnings are, although it's a big project, you bite it off in little bits. We were very much around kind of, rather than targeting everybody, is going for niches. And I don't mean niches in terms of people's interests, but for example, a big part of our campaign was about the diaspora. Yet we picked, we worked with another partner to have a full diaspora Facebook social media stage, as opposed to using the main platform for that, because that could alienate audiences as well. So we funneled activity into them, and they did the Q&A and helped people with the whole genealogy and where they're from. But at the same time, the other side was much more on the fun side and things to do, and having that holiday element, because people are coming for a holiday, they're not coming to work either.
The other thing that I really liked was sort of the legacy that this project will have in the future. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, that was a very big thing, because with a big investment, you kind of say, well, what's the legacy out of it? And it was very much pointing from our government side of things. So the legacy was very much about having, and it sounds little in one sense, a database, but it's for all the different events. So there's 100 that we worked with. So they have a database to build on and build their future events and future festivals on, and that they can work through that. And similarly, we developed key festivals around it. So with the New Year's Eve festival, which we hadn't had before, so suddenly we now have at a time when no one's really coming to Ireland because it's kind of wet and rainy, and where we are today is much more interesting at Christmas time than rainy Dublin. It's snowy here. So building that, we built a whole season around Dublin festival season, again in the shoulder season, so to do those off-peak times. So that's the legacy that we're hoping to deliver.
Great. So thank you again for your presentation. What do you think of the conference so far?
I think it's great. I think it's really good. It's great to actually hear that other people are having the same problems as you, which is kind of nice. And they're coming around about it, that sometimes you're not hugely off the mark. You're kind of okay. But there's also some nice ideas too as well. You go, I must try that. So it's great to learn and to network, and even just have the network for when you get home to kind of go, actually, yeah, what did you do when you did that? So to pass that on.
And last question, what do you think of Rovaniemi, the host destination?
Oh, it's great. When I was telling my kids I was coming here, they were like very upset that they weren't going to see Santa's hometown. So I have to take loads of photographs and bring it back to them. But one day I'll bring them back here. They'll really enjoy it.
Thank you very much.